Is everybody doing okay today? Yeah. Enjoying a good service after a beautiful day God has given to us. Man, we are truly a blessed people, right? Right. Well, we want to say thank you for allowing us to come. We have a few, I think two more, I think a guitar solo and quartet still. But I want to take a few minutes to share just a little bit about the school and about Christian education in general. So I want to start by asking you a question. It's this question: what is the most valuable possession up there?
Myself.
Okay. I'm going to give you some hints. Which one of these live forever?
Myself.
Uh-huh. Which one can you take to heaven with you?
None. Myself.
Yes, we all know, right? Our children. Our children are our most valuable possession.
Right. Amen.
We live in a day and age which all those other things scream for our time, scream for our attention, scream for our money. But it's good to be reminded that our children, it's the only thing we take to heaven with us.
Yeah. Right.
And why are we here? Why is there such thing as Muncie Christian Academy? Why is there such thing as Christian education? And it's because we want to come along beside parents to help you take your children to heaven. That's why we're here. That's why we exist. We want to help parents take their children to heaven. Now there's lots of reasons, okay? I want to give you some biblical reasons why there's such a thing as Muncie Christian Academy. In the Bible, Deuteronomy commands us that we are to teach God's Word diligently to our children at all times. Proverbs says, train up a child in the way that he should go. When he's old, he won't depart. Now, training, we hear a lot about training when it comes to marathons, when it comes to basketball. Right now we're in the middle of the playoffs. If you're into that, I think hockey playoffs are going on, sports. You hear a lot about training. But no matter who you go to or what sport you're talking with, they don't train one day a week, do they? It's not a Sunday only. You don't just train on Sunday. It's every day. If you're going to be any good, if you're going to be in the crowd, you don't have to train at all. But if you're going to be out on the court, you're going to have to train. Jesus said, daily in the temple and in every house they cease not to teach and preach Jesus. That's what Christian school is about. It's about helping teach Jesus daily to students. Those are some biblical reasons. There's cultural reasons. Okay, our culture is anti-God. We all know that. It's humanistic. It's all about man. It's pluralistic, which means you see signs coexist. All roads lead to heaven. Okay, which is just not true. It's immoral. We know that. I mean, if you listen to the news at all, man, it's shocking the things that are happening all the time. It's immoral. Bottom line, we just live in a very sinful society. And Proverbs says, cease, my son, to hear. To even hear instruction that's going to cause you to err from the way of knowledge. Don't even listen to instruction that's going to cause you to err from God's Word. And yet we live in a society that's totally kicked God's Word out, and we're trying to teach and have all our instruction void of God's Word. And that is why we are in the mess we're in, and why we are such a sinful culture.
Right.
Other cultural reasons, or practical reasons. It says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. See, not only is there peer pressure that students face, not only is society always pulling them down, but each one of our kids are born with a sin nature. And the sin nature does not go towards God. It runs from God.
Yeah.
And here's the bottom line. The bottom line is bad will influence the good more than good will influence the bad every time.
Yeah.
And we can see that. One apple can ruin a whole bushel of apples, can't it?
Yeah.
Don't be tricked. Okay? Don't be tricked. Don't be deceived. Don't think it's not going to work. When God says that's the way it is, that's the way it is.
Amen.
Don't be tricked. Bad company will damage good behavior. Other practical reasons. We don't have police officers. We don't have drugs. We don't have free condoms. We don't have immodesty, bullying, fighting, swearing, humanistic worldview. Other things we do have. Daily prayer. We have pledges to God, country, and Bible. We have God's Word incorporated throughout all the curriculum. It's not just a class. You go study God's Word, and over here you study everything else. It's through all of it. When you study science, guess what's the foundation for science? God's Word. When you study math, when you study history, what's the foundation for history?
Right.
It's God's Word. We don't go back to some one cell that somehow became a monkey. We go back to Adam and Eve. And then it gives us the answers for why we are, who we are, where we're at, and also it gives us the answers to life's toughest questions, and purpose, and all of those. Personal reasons. One of the main reasons for marriage. Malachi 2:15, God says, I made two one for this purpose, that they might have a godly seed. Godly seed. Man, that's what marriage is about. We are to raise up children that will go out and influence the world for Jesus Christ, and they will raise up children who will go out and influence the world for Jesus Christ, and they'll raise up children. And if we could just get our children, where would we be? Man. Psalm 127 says, Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. So put in a picture, it kind of looks like that. Okay? We are to be equipping our kids with the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, our feet covered with the preparation of the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, and the sword of the Spirit. And we are to be shooting them into this ungodly, sinful society.
Right.
And if they're not equipped, they're not going to stand. They're going to cave and fall. That's why we've got to be equipping them to go out. Muncie Christian Academy, we exist to glorify God. Lots of ways we try to glorify God. Excuse me. We have a Bible-based curriculum. We have character development, mastery-based learning, one-on-one instruction, quality education, Bible memory. All ways that we want to glorify God. There's some new things. Everybody's noticed this year's a little different. We have some new things. We have a new name and web page, Muncie Christian Academy. Everybody knows that, seen that logo around. Also, web page up and running. Check it out if you haven't already. We have new uniforms. Maybe not a big deal to you, but it was kind of cool to the students, right? Yeah. Now this year they want new uniforms. Next year. Every year new uniforms would be cool, probably, right? No. Uniform in itself is a bad word, but anyway, that's the way it is. No, we done the Entryway Learning Center, things that help just make the school better we needed to do. We want to glorify God by promoting godly character. So our curriculum weaves lots of character, and I'm ahead of myself. This is interesting research here. Barna Research studied and said over 90% of students from church homes attend public schools. 90%. 9 out of 10 go to public schools. Okay? What's shocking is that 70% of those leave the church by the time they're 20. 7 out of 10 won't even darken a door in the church by the time they are 20. Which means we are not reaching our very own children. We're losing them. The world's taking them. We did a Crabtree research report. That's our secretary, okay? I just had to go back, find every graduate for the last 10 years. I had no idea what I'd get. Find them. Where are they at? Are they going to church? What are they doing? Well, we got a lot of interesting stuff, but we were happy to find out that 91% are still active in church. And we say thank the Lord for that.
Amen.
We want to pursue academic excellence. That's always a pursuit, okay? Always a pursuit. We just looked over in the last years, 88% of our graduates from the last 10 years have attended or are attending college. Good number. We're pushing them towards college. Not everybody has to go to college. Not everybody wants to go to college. But we're just looking at, we're getting a job done that they can go to college. Are they able to pass? Are they able to make it? Because sometimes people are, oh, Christian education, that's not good enough. Well, 88% in the careers, we have nurses, nurse practitioners, dentists, construction workers, business owners, and it goes on and on. Veterinarian, pharmacists. We have lots of students, and they do well. In fact, we have many that graduate with honors. We have many that are valedictorians, salutatorians. So we're pursuing academic excellence. We want to be the best we can be. And we believe that Christians make the best students. Christians make the best everything because they do all for the glory of God. Amen? Amen. How many here like puzzles? Some people like puzzles out there. You know, puzzles are all about choices, right? It's about making correct choices. Life is all about choices. Who you will become depends on the choices you make. You can't make these type of choices and become something over here. Ever. If you want to be a dentist, guess what? You got to make choices that will lead you on the path to become a dentist. Okay? And we live in a world where we think we're going to reap something different than what we sow. We want to sow all this stuff over here. We want to reap this. But even in Indiana and farm country, everyone knows if you put corn in the ground, what do you get out? Right. You don't get an apple tree. You get corn stalk, right? Puzzles all about choices. Life all about choices. For example, if you take a teen from Memphis, you give him a guitar and a love for rock and roll, and you have a picture of who? Elvis Presley, right? You take a boy from Massachusetts, you send him to Harvard, the Navy, Congress, the Senate. You see him rise to the presidency and be assassinated in his prime, and you have a picture of who? John F. K. That's right. Excuse me. Take a girl from Germany. Give her a dowry, place her in the horrors of the Holocaust. And you have a picture of who? Anne Frank. Picture of courage. Which brings us to our students. What do we want them to look like? What's the picture? What's the goal that we want them? Well, Galatians 2:20 says, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet it's not I who live, but who? Christ. It's Christ living in me. So while we have many students and they have different skills and abilities, and no doubt they'll go in a lot of different vocations, they're all called to the same general purpose. And that purpose is not to be a picture of fame, although some might be famous. They're not called to be a picture of courage, although I hope they're all courageous. They're not called to be a picture of leadership, although every one of them I hope are true godly leaders. But they're each one called to be a picture of Jesus Christ to their world. Wherever that might be, in whatever place, in whatever vocation, they're called to be Jesus to their world. And they're going to have people walk in and they're going to meet people in their circle of influence that the pastor will never meet. They're going to meet people that nobody, God has placed them in their line, and they have to be Jesus to them. Otherwise, that person might never have a chance. Each one of us have choices, basically two roads to take. Two main roads that we all have to choose. Robert Frost, he wrote in his poem, he said, I shall be telling this for the sign, some will ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. All the difference. We want each one of our students to choose the road that leads them on the path where they will become Jesus Christ to their world. Where Christ will dwell in them. It's all about choices. Life. Brings us to you. How can you be a part God's Word says, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. We want to ask you for your prayers. For each one of our students, for our school in general. We need your prayers. We're nearing the end of the year, but if you're in a situation where you can have job shadowing, students love to job shadow, and it's always more fun to go hang around a nurse than it is just to read about nursing in a textbook. If you have opportunities and you'd like to have a student bum around for an hour, 2 hours a day, let us know. We'll try to do that. Also, financial support. We don't get any money from the government. It would be nice in many ways, but we don't. So any financial gift that you can give, we want to say thank you. We always appreciate the financial support. Once again, thank you for having us. I'll turn it over to Brother Scott, and we'll let him take the offering.